Jeff Stone here with day 84 of the year 2015 at magicreviewed.com. Split Second by Nicholas Lawrence and SansMinds. So, first of all, let me tell you what you get. I mean, watch the ad trailer, and when you see him have a dollar bill and the footage where it goes from a dollar to a deck of cards is totally legitimate. That is what it looks like. And I'm just remembering something I didn't put in the written review that I want to talk about. So I got to remember, talk about the gum. Anyway, so that the effect is that clear and that clean. It does look that good or that bad, depending on your perspective, but I think it looks good. So the gimmick, it comes with everything you need to make the gimmick, except you have to supply your own dollar bill and your own deck of cards, of course. But it comes with all the stuff you need to make the gimmick. It's a very simple arts and crafts project. Herman does a great job of walking you through it, teaching you how to do it and how to put it together and everything. He does a pretty good job teaching you how to handle the gimmick. And there's two basic handlings. One is where you pull the dollar bill out of your wallet, and the other one is where you just pull the dollar bill out of your back pocket. Both cases they need to be from the back pocket, whether it's the wallet version or the non-wallet version. They both need to come from the back pocket. There's a little bit of an angle, but it's not severe. When you're taking the wallet out of your pocket, just a little body turn to the right, and you're covered for that. But when you're performing, you need to be your audience needs to be like right in front of you and to your right, and that's about it. You can't really have them on the left. And I tested the angles out. I had my wife stand, and I had her move to different spots, and then I'm like, okay, tell me when you see something that you shouldn't see. And finally, maybe, if you're looking at a clock, laying out flat in front of you and noon is straight in front of you, maybe like 11 o'clock, you might be okay. But anything before that is, you don't want them there, which is fine. I don't have a problem with angles. There's certain tricks stage illusions, holy crap. There's a lot of angle issues there, right? So anyway, I don't have a problem with that. The DVD is produced well, shot well, edited well, or filmed well, and all that stuff. All that's good. I have no problems whatsoever with the product, the teaching, the gimmick, the method for the gimmick, everything. It's all solid. And if you want a visual change like you saw in the ad trailer with the going from a dollar bill to a deck of cards, then you'll be happy with this, I think. But there's a couple things that we need to point out. Well, number one, let's get to the gum thing. He talks about how you can make this, instead of turning into a deck of cards, turn into a pack of gum. And then they have like a bonus section or whatever where they show you the other ideas, and the only other idea was the gum, and they don't teach you how to do it. They just say, here, you could do it with a pack of gum. Now, based on the way that the deck of cards works, you could probably figure out how to do it with a deck of gum, with a pack of gum. But there is one little something that comes with the DVD that is unique to a deck of cards that they don't have those for gum. So you have to make one of those. I know that's vague, but it could be doable. I'd have to sit and sort of think through how to do that. And so that's kind of what they said too, that you need to sort of think through and figure out what other things you could do besides a deck of cards. So I haven't fully thought through how the gum might work, so I haven't made one. I did make the gimmick for the deck of cards, and I'm holding it in my hand right now. And I tried several times to perform it for the camera at this angle, but because it's up here, it flashes, and which is unfortunate. I mean, I could, get the camera down and put it at some weird low angle and have a shot of it, have a clip of it. In fact, now that I'm thinking about that, maybe I will do that. So I'm going to pause right here to give myself a little bit of editing room, and theoretically, you're about to watch a clip, or not. It just depends on if I can get the right angle, or the right height. Watch this clip, which will either be me performing it, or it'll be me saying that I couldn't get it to work right. So here you go. Hopefully you just saw a performance. I don't know what you've seen yet. Anyway, so that's what you get, all right? Now, with the gum, the pack of gum is a lot thinner, and I think that's a better effect anyway, but that's just a personal opinion. I would probably do it with the gum. I don't think I would do this with the cards for a couple reasons. One, you have to carry around this bulky thing to do it, which if you're doing a show, a set strolling show, then fine, you're already loaded up with stuff anyway probably. But for a casual thing, I would probably just do the gum. And it's thinner, your angles will be way better on the gum because it's half the thickness of a deck of cards, And so, anyway, that's what you're getting. So that's the only disappointment I should say about the DVD teaching or whatever was that they didn't teach you some details on how to make the gum, but you'll probably be able to figure it out. So, there you go. So now comes the ad copy. You may remember I recently, which I believe actually yesterday, reviewed Touched by Morgan Stribbler. And I made it very clear that the product was great, that Morgan Stribbler was great, that his effects were great, the methods were great, the way he taught them was great. Everything about it was 5 stars until we got to the ad copy. I'm not going to rehash all the problems that I found, but SansMinds replied to my review on Facebook, on My Lovely Assistant Facebook page. And they was pretty lengthy. You can go read it. Just go over to facebook.com/mylovelyassistant and look for the Touched thread. Anyway, the big thing they said, one of the problems I had with the ad copy was that in the Stribbler thing, there was a soda can. It was right, the opening scene, there's a soda can there, and then they showed his shadow touching the soda can and knocking it over. To me, that's very deceptive, and it would make people, especially when the video's about touching things without touching them, it makes sense that that'd be a trick on there. And in fact, I know several people thought that. When I saw it, the first thing I thought was, man, I can't wait to learn that can trick. So, SansMinds' reply to that, which I put in the written review, was, on all of our trailers, we do artistic and creative shots to make the videos more interesting to watch. I don't have a problem with that if it's not something that could clearly be misleading, and inaccurate. So I'm bringing all that up to say there was a moment like that in Split Second in this DVD we're talking about today. Wasn't as bad as that one, okay? But there's a moment where they show, I don't have a dollar bill, I hooked it up to that gimmick. There's a moment where they show a dollar bill and they show it on both sides. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Now, they didn't say in the ad trailer or in the written copy, you can show the bill on both sides. They didn't say that. But I guarantee you that there's some of you out there who watched that video, that trailer, and you were seeing the performance, and you're like, wow, that looks pretty good. And then all of a sudden they show this clip where he shows both sides of the dollar bill. And you're like, wow, you can show both sides? I got to know how to do this. I'm 99.9% sure that when I bring this up, that if SansMinds were to reply, that their reply would be, oh, that's one of those artistic, creative things. I don't know what that added artistically or creatively. I mean, that's all opinion, I guess. But what did that add that made that video more interesting? All it added to me is an inaccuracy. A little thing that would make somebody believe that they're going to be able to show the bill on both sides, and you cannot do that. Very frustrating. You notice I'm trying to be real zen here, guys. I was pretty upset on the other video. I was pretty ticked off. So maybe that's why I had this itch. It's all my energy coming out right here from my thyroid. Is that where your thyroid gland is? I don't know where it is. What's this gland called? I don't know. Anyway, I just showed you how ignorant I am in the medical industry and physiology. Anyway, so I had a problem with that dollar bill thing. And then the other thing, take a look at that picture right there. The dollar bill here, all right? The way he's holding that, I could not get my dollar bill to look like that. And the reason why is because the way the gimmick's made, you can't do that. It will not do that. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to try it again just to make sure that I'm not crazy. And yeah, you can't do that. You know, with that, well, okay, all right, I'm taking that back a little bit. I can do that a little bit. And I mentioned this in the ad copy that maybe I'm wrong about this one thing. And yeah, that is a little bit awkward, but you can kind of do that. So I'll take that back. What you'll find, though, in the opening of the trailer, there's a shot of him pulling his wallet out of his pocket. And when you do that, you're hiding something. He's clearly not hiding that something in this particular effect, in that particular shot. Because the wallet is way too flat on his hand for him to be hiding what he needs to be hiding. So that, again, I can't prove that. It's a little, it smells like the fish, as Boris Pocus would say. But I can't prove it. But then, when he pulls the dollar bill out of the wallet, they cut, the clip cuts, and then it cuts to him having the bill out. And they're showing it from the right side, which is the bad side. You can't be seen from that side when you pull the dollar bill out. That's exactly what Herman says in the video, and knowing how this works, they're absolutely right. You cannot pull the bill out from that side. So showing that in the trailer, it's not, I mean, I get that they're just, that particular thing I can kind of understand the footage there, artistic or not, I can kind of get that. But the problem is, it's misleading, and it looks like that you can be much more free with the way you handle your wallet and the way you handle the dollar bill. And then in the next shot, they show him holding the dollar bill, and he's holding it in such a way that if he had the gimmick hooked up to the dollar bill, you'd actually be able to see the gimmick. Now, there's that small percent chance that I'm wrong about that, and that they just found like this perfect sweet spot camera angle that they really is holding the gimmick, but you just can't quite see it. But I'm telling you, looking at it, I just don't see how that's possible. And then, of course, from there, they cut again to a point where he really is holding the gimmick for sure, because he does the transformation right there. And so that's why I say any of the clips where you see him holding where you actually see the bill change into the deck of cards, any of those clips, that is legitimate. That is what it looks like. It's that clean. Because the first part where them pulling it out of the wallet, and I can't 100% prove it, but I'm telling you, I'm 99 point something % sure that they did not have the gimmick in those particular shots. But because I can't prove it, I'm being a little bit lenient, even though these guys have a track record for doing this kind of stuff. Being a little bit lenient, and it's mainly because I feel bad for the creators. I feel bad for Nicholas Lawrence, who created this, that he's going to, not be able to profit from his product because of what they're doing. Now, I don't know, maybe they pay him in advance and it doesn't matter, so maybe I'm doing this all wrong. But anyway, forget about me feeling bad about him. I still, because I can't entirely prove it, and there is a possibility I might be wrong about it, I'm being a little bit lenient there. The turning the dollar bill thing over, artistic or not, I'm not being lenient there. I've got a problem with that because it's related to the effect. It's a dollar bill, and this is all about a dollar bill turning into a deck of cards. And I just don't like that they're showing both sides of the bill, because if you watch that trailer, you're probably going to assume that you could do that. So anyway, I ultimately decided on 3 stars. If it weren't for the ad copy stuff, this would have been 4.5 to 5 stars. But the 2 things in the written copy's fine, totally legitimate. The 2 things in the video are the dollar bill turning over. That's just a blatant, inaccurate thing that they're probably going to claim is an artistic thing. The way they're handling the removing of the bill from the wallet, the way they're handling the removing of the bill from the wallet is fishy at best. And I just don't feel good about that, but because I can't prove anything, I'm being lenient. So we're going with 3 stars, stone status of gem. Gem of a product, the grubble of advertisement copy. So that's it. I think my blood pressure is doing okay today. I didn't get all worked up like I did yesterday. So split second, 3 stars, stone status of gem with a little g. And I replied, by the way, to SansMinds. You can go check that out over there too. Last thing I want is to start a big, fight on the internet. I'm not trying to do that on the internet. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to get these guys to realize that they're hurting themselves. I get emails and tweets and posts and private messages and comments on my website and Facebook private messages and all this stuff from lots of people who've said to me they're done with SansMinds. And it's not even because of me saying that their ad copy is misleading, but it's because that's what they experienced. They bought products thinking it was one thing, but it turned out to be something else because the ad copy was misleading. So I'm trying to tell these guys, look, if you just stop with this artistic stuff you're talking about, you might gain some customers back, and you might gain a little bit more respect. And I, for one, if they were willing to hear what we're saying and stop doing that stuff, I'd be okay with that. If they realize, you know, we're wrong, we shouldn't be doing this, and they stopped, I'd be all right with that. I would appreciate that. Anyway, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to start a fight on the internet. I'm rambling. I'm going to shut up. It's time to like this video, guys. Sorry. Subscribe to the channel. Share it out to your peeps. You know, little yellow chicken things. And listen to the random iTunes song of the moment, which is it's ending, so I'm going to wait till it's over, and we're going to see what's next. Oh, yeah. That was Matchbox 20, I Got a Disease, but it was at the last second of the song. So this one, Under Your Spell by, it's from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There was one episode they did that was like a musical, and this was Willow and, can't remember, but it was her girl. Willow's character was gay, and it was her girlfriend, and it was a love song. It's a beautiful love song. It really is beautiful, and it's just really cool episode. So that's Under Your Spell from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Tune in tomorrow, day 85, where I hope I don't have any stress with ad copy stuff. And this is System 6 Presents What the Fork by Michael Dardant. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Thank you.